Hey everyone, as a woman over 50, you know that it's important to strength train. But what if you're just starting? What do you do? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 4 exercises that you can do at home with your own body weight. So let's get started. Now, as a beginner, you may want to work out at home and you may not have any equipment or you may have limited equipment. The ultimate goal I want for you is to eventually move to using some external resistance like resistance bands or dumbbells or kettlebells or going to the gym and using machines. However, if you want to work out at home and you've never worked out before, you've never strength trained, these 4 exercises will help you get started. All right, so the first exercise that we're going to work on is called our body squat. A body squat is important because it strengthens your lower body. And you actually do moves during the day that resemble the body squat, like sitting down in a chair and getting up. So let's get started with the body squat. What I want you to do is to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. One mistake is people will try to do body squats with their feet too narrow. So make sure that you stand with your feet about shoulder width or a bit more apart. Okay. You may want to also angle your feet out a bit so that your toes and your knees are aligned, tracking outward. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to sit down and back, just like you're sitting in a chair. And this is your squat position. Your feet will stay flat on the floor, and then you'll push your body back up. Almost think about when you sit down and back, the weight is in the heels of your feet, but your feet are flat on the floor and you stand up. And that's your body squat. Okay. Now, what are you going to do if, wow, that hurts your knees a bit? Well, until you get used to the move, or you can do this um, option as your exercise for your body squat, you can just use a chair. Now, I don't have a chair, but I do have a box. If for some reason that body squat doesn't make your knees happy, you can put a chair behind you. Make sure the chair is sturdy and it won't move. And you can squat to the chair and push your body back up. Squat to the chair and push your body back up. So either version works. Make sure you pick the version that works for you. So when you do these body squats, I want you to aim for 10 body squats, either using your body or using the chair, and do that 3 times. So our next exercise is also for your lower body. It strengthens the muscles in your legs. And this exercise is called the reverse lunge. So for the reverse lunge, I'm actually going to turn sideways so that you can see how the reverse lunge works. You start in a standing position with both feet together. Then you take one foot, place it behind you, and bend both knees to lower your body to the floor. Then you're going to push your body back up and bring your foot back to the front so that your feet are together. That's the reverse lunge. So again, it looks like this. Place the foot behind you, lower your body to the floor, press up, bring that foot back to the front. Take it behind you, lower your body to the floor by bending your knees, press up, and bring that foot back to the front. Notice I'm doing the same side. That's the way the reverse lunge works. You want to do all of your repetitions on one side. Once you finish with one side, then look what I'm doing. I'm going to do the other side. Whatever you do to one side, you have to make sure you work the other side. So, one thing I want you to think about, however, when you're doing this move is when you place that foot behind you, notice that I'm placing the foot behind me, but a bit out to the side. it's not directly behind me. That would be challenging because your base is too narrow. See, the balance is really difficult. But when you place it out to the side a bit, it helps with the balance a bit more. Now, let's say that you are actually having trouble with balance. You can get a stick or go do the exercise next to a wall, which will help you with your balance. Here's what I mean. I have this stick. I'm lightly just going to touch the stick. And then when I go back for my lunge, it helps with my balance because I have something to hold on to. Now, you can do that as well. And then eventually, you'll find that you can do the lunge a bit more and not worry so much about your balance. What I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to do 10 lunges on each side and then do that 3 times. Oh, before I leave the lunges, I want to remind you of 2 things. First of all, when you're doing the lunge, your back foot is going to stay up and your front foot is going to stay flat on the floor. That's one thing. The other thing is when you do your lunges, go down only as far as comfortable for you. So you may go down this far, or if that's not comfortable, you might go down this far. Make sure you allow your workout to meet you where you are. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to work on our upper body. And so for this, I need for you to go to your kitchen so that you can use a countertop, or your bathroom so that you can use the sink top. You're going to need something to lean on because we're going to do elevated push-ups. So your elevated push-up is going to look like this. I'm going to use this surface right here. So if this is your countertop in your kitchen, what you're going to do is you're going to lean with both hands on the countertop. You're going to extend your legs behind you and notice that my heels are elevated. Okay, they're not flat like this, but they're elevated. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lower yourself to your countertop and then push yourself back up. So this is called an elevated push-up because it's a push-up, but you've raised the floor, right? You've elevated the floor in the form of your kitchen countertop or your bathroom sink, whichever you decide to use. So that exercise is great for your upper body strength, specifically your chest and your arms, because that's what you're really using in order to lower yourself and push yourself away from your countertop. So again, what that's going to look like is put both hands on your countertop, extend your legs behind you, and notice that I look like I'm in a plank position. Notice that my head, my neck, my back, even all the way down to my legs are totally aligned. As I lower myself, really what I'm doing is I'm lowering myself by bending my elbows. I'm keeping my body in that plank position. And then once I get down to the countertop, I then push my body back up, keeping myself in that plank position. So you're going to do 10 of these. And then I want you to do that 3 times. Before we leave the elevated push-ups, the idea behind the elevated push-ups is to eventually get strong enough so that your push-ups get closer to the floor. So the example I just showed you used this countertop. Notice the height of this countertop. Eventually, you want to continue to lower your elevation so that you might then go down to a level this height. You can use the arm of your sofa. And then eventually you move to the floor, which will take you to the regular standard push-up. It will take time, but I just wanted to explain the idea behind the elevated push-up. All right, the next and final exercise that I'm going to show you will require you to get on the floor. This is called the dead bug. The dead bug is a core exercise. So it's going to strengthen your core. So you get on the floor and you're going to lie back. Now, with this exercise, I'm going to raise my hands into the air and I'm going to raise my knees and feet into the air like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower one leg and the opposite arm at the same time. Then I'm going to bring them back to the starting position at the same time. And then I do the same thing with the other side and bring it back to the starting position. So your leg and the opposite arm are moving at the same time. Now, if that is too difficult, you can also do a variation of that exercise, and you don't have to extend your leg, but you can tap your foot to the floor. Okay? If the leg extension is too difficult, start here by tapping your foot to the floor, and then eventually you can move to the leg extension. All right? So I'd like for you to do 5 of those on each side, and then do that 3 times. All right, ladies, I've shared with you today 4 exercises that you can do at home to help strengthen the muscles in your body. The idea is to just get started and to start exactly where you are. If you've never worked out before, if you don't have a gym membership, if you don't have any equipment, this is where you can start. Do your home exercises. Now, the idea is to continue to get stronger. So, in order to continue to get stronger, one thing is you have to be consistent with your exercises. Once you're consistent, you also need to consider challenging yourself a bit more. So, if you're just starting out, for example, those exercises that I showed you, I have you doing 3 sets of each exercise. You might feel like you can increase the number of repetitions that you do for each set. That shows that you're getting stronger and that you're adding challenge. You'll get to a point where you need to add additional resistance, and that's important. You want your muscles to continue to get stronger. That means eventually you're going to start using some dumbbells or resistance bands or kettlebells or going to the gym and using machines. We want to stay strong. We want to build and maintain our muscles because strength training is important for both our muscles and our bones. So, if you have any questions or comments, please post them on this video. And then, of course, also please like this video and make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel.